All right. Welcome to Metal for Breakfast. My very special guest is Alan Dillingham, a filmmaker. And Alan, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
All right. How was your holiday?
It was good. It was busy.
Just to let you know, we're just going to sit, talk, all kinds of stuff.
Sounds good.
The questions that I sent, they're gone out the window. I'll start with this one. Was there a particular event or time that you recognized that filmmaking was not just a hobby, but would be your life and your living?
Yeah, I was between the ages of like 8 to 12 maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and I was filming with a VHS tape, and I was filming with my cousins, and we were playing around with a BB gun.
Right.
And so I'm like, I want to shoot you in the face with it. And we emptied the gun of the BBs, of course, but we did not empty it of the CO2. So my cousin took a big old blast of air right in the eyeball.
Ouch.
Yeah. But I got in trouble for that, and it was at that moment, I guess, it was a way for me to realize what making movies is all about, is being able to do things that you can't do in real life.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what's your favorite genre of movie?
It's a toss-up between action, adventure, and horror films.
Yeah. Your latest project is a short called Dollhouse.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, or?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit. Sherry Collins, who's the lead actress in this,
Mm-hmm.
she came to me with the idea of a movie she had in her head, and she pitched it to me, and I loved it, and I've been looking to do another slasher film.
Cool.
So I jumped on it, and we worked on the script together, and now we're in the middle of casting, and yeah, it's going good.
When do you figure that'll be starting to for production and stuff like that?
Looking to start either February or March.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Very cool.
depending on when we can get the money in.
So I guess my next question is, what advice would you give someone who wanted to have a life in creating films?
My advice would be just go out and do it.
Just do it?
Yeah, when I started, I didn't ask permission. I had no idea what I was doing.
Right.
I just started doing it.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, we're going to play a couple more songs. I got the weather to do and all that stuff. I want to thank you for everybody for tuning in. You are a collaborator. How have you discovered members of your team, and how do you keep the relationship with them strong?
Yeah, I do like to collaborate, and it gives me an opportunity to, when I work with my team, to really find out who has the motivation and dedication towards films. They usually come up, give me suggestions and ideas, and when they do that, it helps me to trust them more, that they'll be able to do it on their own.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like new talent, I mean, how do you cast? How do you, do you just get to know people? Do you just, give people that chance? I mean, even if, I have a little bit of experience, and I'm not asking, but just say if I just kind of walked up and said, hey, I noticed you're doing this movie, you're looking for a part. I mean, is there a certain technique, or what do you do? What is your personal way of casting an actor or an actress?
Yeah, there's different methods of doing it. One way is to have an open casting call,
Yeah.
where we have people come in and we give them scripts and they'll read in front of us.
Mm-hmm.
Another way I've done personally is I get to know actors in the community.
Cool.
And so I'll reach out to them to invite them into a role.
Nice.
Yeah. And with Dollhouse, what we're doing is video submissions through emails.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, we'll be right back right after this. Listening to Metal for Breakfast. I'm DJ Diamond Dave. My very special guest is Alan Dillingham, filmmaker, and you saw the new Star Wars, right?
Yes.
Okay, we talked about this a little bit, and you said you enjoyed it.
Yep.
As a filmmaker, I'm just going to throw this out. This is a fun question. Say if Walt Disney came up to you and said, "Hey, look, Alan, we've seen your stuff. We really like what you're doing. We want you to do the next Star Wars." How would you approach that? Wow.
Yeah, that's precisely it right there. I'd be speechless.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't understand why, but
Oh, stop. I mean,
doesn't mean I would
is there
turn it
anything
down.
that I mean? You said you liked the movie, but is there anything that you saw that you might have done differently?
Not too much. When I look at movies, I try to look at the good and the bad of
Yeah.
it, and the good of it definitely outweighed the
It's kind of funny
anything
because
negative.
I've been in bands for a long time, and it's funny I play bass. So when I listen to like a new band, I only listen to the bass line and all that stuff, see what he's doing. So I'm assuming it's the same thing with a filmmaker.
Yes.
When you see it, you see certain things that you would like to
Yeah.
see. So I'm trying to think of some other movies. What other movies have you seen that kind of were like, yeah, I don't think I like that. Have you seen the new Rocky movie?
I haven't seen that yet.
I want to see that one.
Yeah.
But let's get back to these. What makes a film great for you, and are there certain qualities that make a film better for you?
Yeah, I like to be entertained, so when I'm able to go to movie theaters, I'll make sure I'm entertained.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah, I enjoy most movies, really.
Yeah.
All the genre. I just like to see how different people make different
Who's your
films.
who would you say your favorite director is?
It's a toss-up between Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? As far as those two, I mean, what would you say your favorite film? Spielberg. We'll go with Spielberg first.
One of his films, Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That got me really into
Okay.
making movies.
Now let's go with Abrams. How
Yeah.
about
He got on my radar with Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then I love that he directed the new Star Wars.
When you get angry at a movie, what sets you off? And are the common qualities of cinema today that are there common qualities in cinema today that you dislike?
The biggest thing that makes me mad, I guess, is bad music.
Yeah.
It
What are you doing here?
yeah. No, if the music is wrong to me, it just puts me out of the mood.
Right.
But if the music's spot on, then it just gets me right into it.
Name a song, a soundtrack that you really got into.
No, I'm not. I don't usually listen to soundtracks.
Right.
But, yeah, I just let the music in the movie. I guess it kind of dictates my mood.
Right.
In a way.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, when we want to learn about film, we talk about the director.
Mm-hmm.
But those that make films know how much they are really collaborations. What makes a fruitful collaboration, and what do you do to enhance that collaborative process?
I think the best way is to get the team together that is collaborating.
Mhm.
And to me, a successful collaboration would be if everyone leaves the room happy with what they've come up with.
Right.
So that's what I try and do every time.
Now, in the process of we were talking about Dollhouse, you're gearing up for the production of it and all
Mhm.
that and
Yep.
the filming. What does it take? I would say before that happens, I think like a number of meetings, or what is the process of just to make sure that first day of shooting goes right?
Yeah, it's actually a lot of work. It's half the battle, really, is pre-production. You got to come up with a script.
Mhm.
You got to read it over and over, make sure it sounds right.
Right.
You got to dive into the characters, how they would talk, what would they do, and you go back between the writers to make sure that happens that way. And then you got to go with casting. You got to do location finding. You got to find a way to raise money. Then cast your crew, which is always a challenge. Yeah, it's just a lot of work, and hopefully, when you're ready to film, you're ready to film.
Now, I talked to you before we went on the air that I work with Scotty King. I don't know what he's going by now, but and he's doing some films now, and I've noticed as his side man, the most frustrating thing, and you can't really help it, as a local independent filmmaker. I mean, people have to work, they have to go on with their lives, and the schedule is always like if you have a schedule, and at the last minute, one of your actors, well, especially one of your main characters, I can't make it because I don't have a babysitter and all that stuff. That's got to be frustrating.
It can be, yes.
But on the other hand, you have to, and I've told Scott, you've got to understand that these people aren't, you've asked these people to do this as like a favor.
Yes. Yep.
So they've got to,
In cases like that, the biggest lesson I've learned making films is be adaptable. And have a plan B. Because if someone has to call out and you're depending on them, you don't want to waste the day.
Absolutely,
and so you make sure that something gets shot.
Well, I remember sitting there, with one of Scott's films, and we're just like one of the main characters. We had to like sit down at the last minute and like do a script change. Like, okay, well, what do we put this character in that place? And so definitely, I totally agree with you. It's you have to be adaptable.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the film business is fair?
Yeah, actually, I do. I think you need to have a certain level of motivation, dedication, just to even get noticed by the bigger companies, if that's what you want in the first place. A lot of people just do it because it's fun, or they do it for the art. Others are trying to reach a certain level of success through film. But I think overall it's pretty fair. If you see the big name directors, they've done their time.
Right.
They found a way to get noticed by the people with the money. So.
Now, what role have film festivals played in your life as far as I mean, do you do a lot of film festivals, Alan?
I've done a few film festivals in Portland, mostly.
Yeah.
I've used it to really see how audience reacts to different types of films.
Sure.
To how people react. Make sure I get certain emotions like laughter, suspense, stuff like that. So it's a good chance for me to really interact.
Now, how do you, as far as the film festivals, I mean, how do you get the most out of them? As far as showcasing your product.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. What I'm looking for is really how they react. A lot of different types of film festivals. I mean, you can go to film festivals and get awards and stuff, which is one way to do it, which is great. But I never really seeked awards too much.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I do short films, it's experimental usually. It's
you do it for yourself too, right? I mean, it's this is one of the questions that I really like. I'm a big believer of the importance of social media, for Facebook. I mean, I advertise my radio show and all that stuff. As far as social media, do you use it in your work? Obviously you do. I mean,
it's been the driving force since day one, really.
And what do you use? I mean, obviously you use Facebook because I saw a lot of your projects.
Yeah. Facebook, Twitter a little bit here and there. We'll be expanding into things like Instagram and any way to reach out to new people. So.
I'm not a big Twitter fan either. I just never got a hold of it. I just I'm on it, but let's see, if there is one thing or more that you think would make the film industry better, what would it be?
I can only speak for Maine. I guess a good tax incentive would really help the state. It would bring in a lot of business that wouldn't be there otherwise, which is great for the economy. It'd be good to see a lot of Maine's talent actually get paid to do what they love. So
now, as a filmmaker, what do you use? I mean, this is curiosity. I mean, what do you use to bring funds to the table to make your product? You have like fundraisers, or I mean, what do you? I mean,
I've used Kickstarter and Indiegogo.
Right.
I usually save up money myself to get films going, but sometimes I don't have enough to make the film.
Yeah.
In which case, I'd go to the social media, and usually, hopefully, they can help out and help us make that film.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, do you usually get the funds first, or do you dive into it hoping that it'll catch up with itself?
I'll jump into a film in pre-production, but I won't film it unless we have the money to
Yeah,
do it the
or-
way we want to.
Sure.
So.
Cool. We're talking with Alan Dillingham, local filmmaker. When we come back, I'm going to play a couple more songs. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about Dollhouse and a couple other projects that he's been working on. Alan, thank you for coming in.
No problem.
We'll be right back right after this. This is Warrant with Quicksand. Like I said, we are talking with Alan Dillingham, and tell me a little bit about this project, Those We Leave Behind. Sorry. Those We Leave Behind. Now, what is that all about, and how did you get involved with that? Because I'm looking at there's a huge cast and crew list.
Yeah. The writer of it who's also directing it his name is Seth Roberts.
Mm-hmm.
He's done the other feature films for us, directing it. We teamed up once again. I'm producing it and he's directing it. We found it's a good relationship we have going.
Cool.
But the film itself is about a veteran who comes home after war. He has PTSD, and he ends up killing himself, which is sad. And it's also a big issue in the veteran
Absolutely.
world right now. And he's lost a lot of friends in the military. He was in the Army. I was in the Navy.
Okay.
So we have a little connection with it. But the film really is about his daughter and wife that he leaves behind after he killed himself, and what they go through from that experience.
Is this based on a true story?
It's not based on a true story per se, but a lot of it comes from the pain that comes with suicide.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it definitely has a personal place with us.
I got to ask, and did you, being in the Navy, like you said, did you experience any of that coming home? I mean, did you go to war?
I was deployed.
Yeah.
Numerous times in the Iraq region and Somalia with pirates.
Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you. And Seth was also deployed in Iraq. He saw most of the combat, so he really knows what it's like to have PTSD.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's a drama, and it's really gets down to the issues, really.
Getting away from the project. I mean, there is definitely help for that too.
Yes.
So if anybody is going through that, there's definitely places to go and people that'll help you out with that. That's But this is great, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I actually lost a relative due to that, and when I was reading this, I was like, wow. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the questions that I took up on the web. I went to what is the most important lesson that you have learned as far as having a positive effect on your films, and how did that lesson happen?
I guess the biggest lesson is a couple. One, humility. I try not to have an ego because I think it will get in the way of working with other people.
Right.
A lot of people don't want to work with you if it's all about you.
Did you hear that, Scott? No, I'm kidding. No, you seem like a pretty down to earth guy. You know, that's cool.
Yeah, I try. So,
Yeah.
What was the question?
Okay. No, it's cool. No, I guess, and I lost it.
Oh yeah, the other thing really is being adaptable.
You see, this is all good.
Yeah, to know that people work different ways, and there's no one set
Right.
way to make a film. And when you get different ideas coming together, it really brings out the best in a film.
And I think what you said before is you have to be adaptable.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely. You
Yeah.
definitely have to do that. Do you think it's harder to get started with a film or to keep going with it?
Really, to me, it's one and the same.
Right.
You start something, but you don't stop. In order to keep going, you got to start new things. And so that's what I've done. I start a film, we make it happen, and I don't stop there. I'll start another film, and that way we have projects constantly coming out.
Okay.
Which is 2016 is a big year for us. We got a couple full-length
Yeah, I
films coming
noticed.
out, some shorts. So, and that's just the beginning because every year we're gonna have new feature lengths and shorts coming out. So.
Now, I've gone through all these questions. Can you believe it? I'll just come up with my own. If you could work with any actor or actress, famous, who would it be?
Brad Pitt.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, not why.
12 Monkeys, really.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, he blew me away, really.
Yeah.
Um,
How about an actress?
actress, probably, I had a crush on Natalie Portman.
I knew it was
so,
going to come down to the crush.
Yeah.
Princess
but-
Amidala.
Yeah, I liked her in V for Vendetta, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a great movie. I
Yeah.
just watched that the other night,
Yeah.
and I forgot how well I liked it. I'm like, I think the first time I saw that film, I was like, I just didn't get into it.
Mm.
The second time I watched it, I really got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to be back right after this. I'm going to be playing as soon as I get my iPad figured out. So, first of all, are you enjoying the experience on the radio?
Yeah, it's a first
Okay.
for me. That's
I am very. I mean, I know you said that you were a little. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Because but you're doing well, and I think I'm doing well. If you want to give me if you want to give me a call, call 780-4909. That's the number to call. Make a request, or if you have a question for Alan, if you're getting into film or all that. This is another question. If say an actress or an actor wants to get a hold of you, wants to try out for a film, where do they go?
You can go to the website, killertainment.com.
Okay.
You can click on the contact. We have different emails set up to which department you want to reach. For my personal email for that is adillingham@killertainment.
Okay.
It's the corporate side of things.
I'll post that on the Metal for Breakfast page.
Yep.
If you want. Now you said for the Dollhouse auditions you were doing video.
Yes.
Now how does that work?
What we do is we put out a casting call saying we need a mother, father, and those two kids.
Right.
So we ask for them to submit headshots and any resumes they have, demo reels. And then when we get it in, we'll send them a side script and we'll have them record it
Okay.
on video. That gives us a chance to see if they can adapt to that pressure.
That's great.
All of a sudden. Because I personally like to work with method actors, I guess you'd say.
Now, explain a little bit.
Yeah, a method actor is someone who can get into character. Really,
Okay.
become that character. Some directors like working with those type. Some don't.
It's kind of funny because I was actually helping a friend of mine. He had an audition for one of his movies at the Sonesta, I think. I don't know if they call it anymore. But there were some, like, I don't want to say weird, but I mean, there were some very interesting ways of some of these actors and actresses get in to that mode.
Yeah.
I mean, there was there was one girl that very attractive young lady, but she would like meditate, and she was like doing all the motions and all that, and I'd never seen this, so I kind of looked at Scott and I'm like, what is she doing? And he knew exactly. He goes, trust me, this is what she's doing to get into the character and all that, because she knew the character she was trying out for. But it's very interesting how some of those actors,
Yeah, they each have their own
Yeah.
method of doing it. So.
What is have you ever? What is the oddest thing you've ever seen in an audition?
Oh, in addition, I haven't really seen too much odd happenings in
No.
auditions. Most of the time, it'll come on set, seeing different
Okay.
actors trying to get into the character. It's just
Have you ever
It's an
had that
experience.
experience where you have an actor that kind of stays in character to
yeah. We actually shot a little teaser for Dollhouse.
yeah.
And Sherry's a good friend of mine, and so seeing her transform into this psycho killer.
She looks cool.
Yeah,
I gotta say, if you guys get a chance, I will post the poster. But please don't take offense to what I'm gonna say. I thought it was gonna be like a Batman film. Because she looked like Harlequin.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is really really cool. But I mean that's what attracted me to the thing, and that's what made me call you up and say, hey, look, let's get together and talk about this.
Yeah, we tried to make sure the poster really
Well, it
got
did.
people's attention. So.
It did. It
Yeah,
did.
Yeah.
So, All right, we're going to play a little bit of music. And, oh my God. We're back, Metal for Breakfast, with my guest, Alan Dillingham. I appreciate you coming in.
Yeah,
Any final thoughts? Oh, wow. Toughest question of the evening.
Yeah, I guess just check out Killatainment.
You said that the teaser for Dollhouse is coming out this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get that out with the fundraiser.
Very cool.
We'll explain what we'll be doing with the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get to see a little bit of Sherry in action.
Awesome.
The
She
character
looks
name.
incredible. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Scary.
She blew me away when.
Beautifully scary.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what the film is. So. Yeah, check out the website and see all the films coming out this year. What's coming up later?
Any final information you'd like to give to the people out there about how to get a hold of you? What's coming up? I mean, I know that we got Dollhouse. We've got Those We Leave Behind.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
We got Cat and Mouse, a short film. I'm just about done editing that. We have a film called Bad Kid. That's a full length.
Mm-hmm.
It's a drama by Seth. We have a film. It's a creature film, kind of in the zombie genre. It's called Wendigo Rising. That'll be out later this year. And we just keep going. So.
The website is killatainment.com.
.com.
All right.
Yep.
If you want to see some more of Alan's work, go to that website, killatainment.com.
Definitely
Dude,
like us on Facebook.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to do that.
Yeah.
Facebook is a must.
Yeah.
Alan, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
All right. I hope you had a great time.
I did.
And please come again.
I will.
This is Metal for Breakfast. I am DJ Diamond Dave. I want to once again thank Alan for coming in and had a blast. And I can't wait to see all these other projects. Let's get back to some music. Here is Sabotage with Hall of the Mountain King here on WMPG W281 AC, Gorham, Portland.